Hello, I'm Linda Carr, and today we're going to do an alignment-based yoga practice. And you'll need a yoga mat and also a folded up blanket, or instead you could use a couple of folded up bath towels like I'm showing here. So you may want to put this video on pause so you can get the things that you need and then start it back up again. All right, so take your folded blanket or your towels and then sit down on it and cross your legs. This pose is called Sukhasana. Lean to one side and draw the buttock flush back and away. And then lean to the other side and do the same thing. And take your hands to the top of your right femur bone, thigh bone, and roll that thigh in. And then roll your other thigh in also. And try to get your legs to cross mid-shin. Bend your ankles and scoot your heels underneath your knees if you can. And then allow your legs just to rest open. Cup your hands over your kneecaps, straighten your arms. Inhale, lift your chest and lift through your spine. Relax your arms. Take your palms facing upward and relax your shoulders down away from your ears. Lift through the back of your skull. Close your eyes for a moment. Sometimes in class we'll sit here for several minutes, but for today's video, we'll continue on. So open your eyes, interlace your fingers and draw out through your palms. Inhale, lift your arms straight up over your head. So try to lift your shoulders up toward your ears. That will allow your spine to get a little more height. Lift your thumbs upward and tip your pinky fingers back. And see if you can get your biceps close to your ears. Take an inhale here. Exhale, lower your arms down. And then reinterlace your fingers, offsetting the index fingers by one notch, and press out through your palms. Inhale, bring your arms straight up over your head. Lift your thumbs up and tip your pinkies back. Draw those shoulders right up toward your ears. Good. And then separate your hands apart. Take an inhale. And then exhale, lower your left fingertips down and reach your right arm up and over and across. So as you reach that right arm over and across, press your right sit bone down and open up through the right flank. It's as if you're trying to really spread those intercostal muscles apart. Inhale, bring both arms up again, hike the shoulders way up toward your ears. And then exhale, lower your right fingertips to the floor and reach that left arm over and across. See if you can keep that upper arm sharp and straight as you reach that left wrist away from your left sit bone and press that left sit bone down. Inhale, both of your arms straight up again, and then exhale, float those arms down. Let's do a simple twist. Right hand goes to the outside of your left leg, left fingertips on the floor behind you. Square your shoulders to the front at first. Inhale, lift your spine. Exhale, draw your abs in and come into your twist. So once you're in your twist and you're at a comfortable place, inhale to see if you can get a little more height in your spine. And then exhale, explore the edge of the twist. And as you stay in your twist and breathe, make sure that you draw your abs in. Keep your spine lifted. Take an inhale here, and then exhale, come on out of your twist. Square to the front. Left hand outside your right leg, right fingertips on the floor, directly behind you. Inhale, lift your chest, lift up through your spine. Exhale, come into the twist. Draw your abdominals in. Roll your right shoulder back. Turn your head to gaze out over your right shoulder. And then stay and breathe. Inhale to get a little more height. Exhale, explore the edge of the twist. Take another inhale. Exhale and release. So take your legs out to the front. So this is called staff pose, otherwise known as Dandasana. So press your thighs in toward each other. Fan your toes wide and press forward through the ball mounts and the heels of your feet. Fingertips on the floor behind you and turn your palms forward to help open your chest even more. So now let's just do a little sequence to warm up the hips. Bend your knees out to the sides and bring the soles of your feet together for cobbler's pose. Hands behind you again. Lift your chest and see if you can release those knees down toward the floor. Lengthen out through your inner thighs and strongly press your feet in toward each other. All right, now take your legs out to the sides. This pose is called Upavishta Konasana. The trick to this pose is to try to point your toes straight up toward the ceiling and point the thighs straight up toward the ceiling too. And then press down into the floor through the hip creases. So it's not the knees that press down, it's way up high here. And lift your chest. Good. Hands come to your inner knees. Bend your knees out to the sides. Bring your feet in toward each other again. Cobbler's pose. Hands come behind you. Widen through the groins. Widen through the inner thighs. Hands go to the outer knees. I have a noisy cat here. And then take your legs out to the front. Dandasana again. So now I'd like to go through that sequence 2 more times using the breath. So take an inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And then take your legs out to the front. Slip off of your support. Take your towel or blankets, your towels or blankets off to the side. And swing your legs around. And let's come to all fours. Tabletop pose. And we'll prepare for a downward facing dog. So start off with your wrists underneath your shoulders. And then take your hands slightly more than shoulder distance apart. And then step your hands forward a whole handprint. Spread your fingers wide and point the tips of your index fingers and middle fingers forward. Press strongly into the bottom knuckles of your thumbs and index fingers. Have your knees and feet about hip distance apart, and then tuck your toes under. Straighten your arms. Press strongly into your hands. Take an inhale. Exhale, lift your knees up, and then press back to downward facing dog. The main thing in down dog is to try to push your weight back into your legs and back down into your heels so that you don't dump too much weight into your shoulders. For now, let's pedal the heels back and forth a few times. So lift one heel and then lower and lift the other heel and go back and forth. And see if you can articulate through the soles of your feet. So you really warm up the fascia and the muscles in your feet. And then finally, lift both heels sky high, spike your tail up. See if you can get your head right between your 2 arms. Take a big inhale, and then exhale, lower your heels down to the floor. Press your thighs back. You may not be able to get your heels to the floor. In fact, some of us may not even be able to get the legs totally straight, but do the best you can. Inhale, come knees to the floor, to all fours, and then sit back on your heels for child's pose. Straighten the arms, lift the forearms up off the floor, fingertips stay on the floor, and then lower your head down to the mat. So now let's go back and forth between this child's pose and down dog. Inhale, all fours. Exhale to dog. Inhale to all fours. Exhale to child's pose. Inhale. Exhale. Press back into your heels. Inhale. Exhale. All right, one more time. Inhale. Exhale to downward facing dog. And this time stay a little bit longer. Fan your fingers wide. Keep pressing your weight into the bottom knuckles of your thumbs and index fingers. Sharpen your arms. All right, and then walk your feet toward your hands and your hands in toward your feet. Take your hands up on your shins and come halfway up for a half forward bend. Lift your tail, lift your chin, and broaden your collarbones wide. Have a concave back. Keep your legs sharp and straight here. And then slowly, gradually, walk your hands down, your feet toward the floor. And if your hands can reach the floor, that's fine. But if not, just keep your hands on your legs. If you have issues with your low back and this bothers you, you can always walk this up a little bit higher and stay where it's comfortable. Inhale, come halfway up again. Same thing, where you lift your tail, you lift your chin, you broaden your collarbones, and then walk your hands down toward the floor. Some of us could maybe put the hands even on the floor to the sides of the feet, of the feet, or you may take your hands to the backs of your ankles, and in that case you can lift up and pull, so you get a really strong pull through the hamstrings there. And then everyone, take your hands to your waist, squeeze your elbows back behind you, straight legs now. Inhale slowly, lift and rise, and come on up to standing. Tadasana, feet hip distance apart. Outer edges of the feet are parallel to the side edges of your mat. Press your weight down into your heels, fan your toes wide, and relax your toes down to the mat. Squeeze the thigh muscles into the thigh bones, your quadriceps. Pull them in and lift them up. Abdominals draw in and lift. Shoulders to send down away from your ears. Inhale, bring your arms straight up over your head. Now, once again, reach those shoulders up towards your ears. Get your true height. Get all the height that you can find as you press your heels down into the mat. Ardha Chandrasana 1, half moon. Take an inhale. Exhale, lower your left arm down and reach your right arm all the way over and across. Now, press your right heel into the floor. Draw your abdominals in and open through your left rib cage. Look straight ahead. Inhale, both of your arms up. Hike the shoulders up. Exhale, lower your right arm down and take that left arm over and across. Left bicep is by your left ear. Press your left heel down. Press the thighs back. Draw the abdominals in and then open through those left ribs. Good, it feels good. Inhale, arms come back up again, and then exhale, float your arms down and return to standing mountain pose, Tadasana. So now let's warm everything up with a bit of a flow. Surya Namaskara C. Walk up to the front edge of your mat, and for today, we'll do a couple modifications. Feet hip distance apart, stand tall. Inhale, arms up over your head, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, step your right foot back, lower your knee and the top of your foot to the mat. Press the top of your right pinky toe down, lift your chest and square your hips to the front. Inhale, sweep your arms forward and up, biceps are by your ears. The trick here is to try to lower the pelvis down as you lift your ribs up away from the pelvis. If you need more here, you can always lean back a little bit for a back bend and then lower your hands to the floor. By the way, if this is too much for your knee, you can always take your blanket or a towel and use that to pad your kneecap. Take an inhale here. Exhale, step back to downward facing dog, feet hip distance apart. Inhale, come forward to a plank, and then exhale, Ashtangasana. Lower your knees, bend your elbows, and touch your chest and your chin to the floor. Pretend there's a marble on the floor right in front of your nose. As you inhale, you're going to roll the marble forward as you lower your hips. Press the tops of your pinky toes down. Squeeze your elbows in towards your sides and lift your chest for Bhujangasana. So there are many different ways to do this pose, but for today, for now, really press the tops of your pinky toes down and squeeze your butt in toward each other there, and then take your hands off the floor. So the glutes are really working hard, but anchor the tops of your feet down. Hands go back to the floor. Take an inhale. Exhale, lift up either to all fours or plank, and then take them back to downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward to your right thumb. Exhale, step your right foot to your right thumb, and then lower your left knee and the top of your toes. Inhale, sweep your arms forward and up. This is Anjaneyasana. And again, this first time through, we're going slowly. Press the top of your left pinky toe down. Lower your pelvis, lift your ribs up. You may lean back for a back bend. Nice strong lunge here. Take an inhale, exhale, hands to the floor. Step your left foot up near your right one. Inhale, sweep your arms forward and up. Come all the way up to standing. Offer a back bend at the top. And then exhale, your hands to your heart. Let's do it again, leading with the other leg. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, left foot back. Pad your knee if you need to. Inhale, sweep your arms forward and up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, Ashtangasana. Inhale, roll the marble with your nose, come on up to Cobra. Now you can pick your hands up off the floor or you can keep your hands down. Take an inhale here. Exhale, take yourself back to a downward facing dog. Inhale, look at your left thumb. Exhale, step your left foot up. Lower your right knee. Inhale. Anjaneyasana. Offer a back bend if you'd like. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step up for a forward fold. Inhale, sweep your arms forward and up. Offer a back bend. And then exhale, your hands to your heart center. So I'd like to do that flow again, and this time we'll add a couple different things just to make it a little more fun. Here we go. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, right foot back. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, down dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, plank. So now, rather than Ashtangasana, let's go straight on down to Chaturanga. Inhale, exhale, slowly lower all the way down. This time, let's take it all the way down to the floor. Keep your toes tucked, and then squeeze your butt together, and squeeze your glutes in, and lift your kneecaps up off the floor. Shoot your heels back. Pull your body forward a little bit and straighten your arms and come on to Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. This is upward facing dog. Broaden your collarbones. Really shoot those heels back. Lift the thighs up and squeeze the glutes. Inhale, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward at your right thumb. Exhale, step your right foot up, lower your left knee. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, step up, forward fold. Inhale, sweep your arms forward and up, offer a back bend here. And then exhale, hands to heart center. And one more, here we go. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, left foot back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, plank. Exhale, all the way down. You could always lower your knees down first if you need to. Lift the knees up off the floor. Squeeze the glutes. Pull your body forward a little bit and lift up to up dog. Take an inhale. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, look at left thumb. Exhale, step left foot up. Lower right knee. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step up for forward fold. Inhale, sweep, arms forward and up. Lift and rise. And then exhale, your hands to heart center. So let's return to Tadasana. Arms are down by your sides. Stand tall. Close your eyes. And notice what you feel. And then open your eyes. So let's do a standing balance pose, tree pose. So put your weight into your right foot. Point your right toe straight ahead and come on to the tippy toes of your left foot. And then sharpen that right leg. So what I mean by that is to straighten your leg and draw the quads in and draw that outer right hip in so that there's no leaning into the right hip. Pick up your left knee and turn your knee out. Now, you could either put your toes on the floor or put your foot to your calf, or you could take your heel way up to the top of your thigh. Hands come to heart center. Make sure you keep your standing foot relaxed. Try to spread those toes wide. And then you may take your arms up over your head and reach the arms out and up. So find a gazing point. We call that a drishti. And then if you would like to challenge yourself even more, float that left arm down and take your right arm all the way up and over and reach. Make like a half moon shape here. Inhale, bring your arms back up. And then exhale, hands come down to heart center and lower your foot down. Shake out your right foot. And let's return to standing mountain. And we'll do the other side. Usually we have one side that's a lot easier to balance on than the other side. So this is my challenging side next. Stand on your left foot. Relax your toes. Fan your toes wide. Charge up your left quads. Pull your outer left hip in. Right foot will go to the floor, the calf, top of your thigh. Press your foot and your thigh in toward each other. Make sure you draw that outer left hip in and stand tall. Find your gazing point. Take your arms up, reach up, and away. Relax your standing foot. If you'd like to challenge yourself more, float that right arm down and reach that left arm up and over. Inhale, bring your arms back up. And then exhale, your hands to your heart center. Good. And come back to Tadasana. So let's do some standing pose. I always feel that these are the bread and butter of a yoga practice. So we don't need any props here, just ourselves. So take your feet wide apart. So the general rule here for these poses is if you take your arms out to the sides and put your fingertips down, you can align your ankles underneath your fingertips. So for most of us, that side stance works best. And lower your arms down. Turn your right thigh out, your right toes will turn out too, and turn your left foot in. Now for today, we're going to have a little bit of a more generous stance. So we're going to align our right heel to the left heel. And then turn your shoulders to the front. So let's do a warrior two first. It's called Virabhadrasana 2. So think in terms of lowering your pelvis straight down to the floor. Your right knee will bend. You'll keep your left leg sharp and straight. And make sure your right knee stays right over your ankle and try to lean that right knee back towards your right pinky toe. It's important to squeeze the left quad into the thigh bone and try to press that left thigh back. Then take your arms out to the sides. Roll your shoulders down away from your ears. Hug your biceps and your triceps into the bone and be strong. Warrior two. And so now let's go to another pose called a reverse warrior pose. Float that left arm down and flip your right palm up. And then as you inhale, reach that right arm straight up and then reach it up and over. We're trying to get the right bicep right by the right ear. Keep that left thigh pressing back, and you're going to anchor back into the outer edge of your left heel. Keep leaning your right knee back towards your right pinky toe. Draw the abdominals in and lift. Pelvis sinks down, spine lifts. Good, let's return back to warrior two. And now let's do a modified side angle. Left hand to left waist, right forearm to your right thigh. And then turn your chest open. So a couple things. Press more weight back into the outer edge of that left foot. Keep leaning your right knee back. And then the third thing is, feel like you're going to push your right lung forward and press your left lung back. To add the upper arm for today, point your left fingertips down and do a quarter circle around and reach up and over. And feel that beautiful diagonal line from your left wrist down to the outer left heel. Keep pushing your right lung forward, press your left lung back. Good. To come up, make sure you're really contracting your quads, have strong legs. Inhale, come on up. Relax your legs, lower your arms. And then soften your knees and point your toes straight ahead. Ready for a second side? I am. Turn your left thigh out left toes out. Hook your right foot in. For today, align your feet heel to heel, and then turn your chest to the front. All right, action is pelvis goes straight down toward the floor. Take an inhale, exhale, going on down. Good. Press your right thigh back. Press back into the outer edge of your right heel. Lean that left knee back. Abdominals are drawn in. Arms out to the sides. Roll your shoulders down away from your ears. Your trunk, your torso should be vertical. Try not to lean. Good. Take an inhale. And exhale, lower your right arm. Flip that left palm up and reach that arm up and over. Reaching, reaching. Feel the whole left flank start to get more spaciousness. Keep pressing that right thigh back, right heel back. Left knee presses back. Your drishti can be straight ahead, or if you like, you can look up. Good. Inhale, come back to warrior two. Exhale, side angle pose. So keep that beautiful stance with your legs. Strong, sharp legs. Quadriceps of both legs are squeezing into the bone. Right fingertips point down to the floor. Do quarter circle around and over and reach and feel that beautiful line of energy from the right wrist all the way down to the outer right heel. Push your left lung forward. Press your right lung back. Open everything up so that when we move from the lungs, it's my way of saying we're going to move from the organs rather than to push a shoulder. It's from deep inside. Good. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, lower your arms, soften your knees, point your toes straight ahead, and then bring your feet slowly together for Tadasana. So once again, press the pause button here, not on your phone, but just inside, and just feel what there is to feel. Step your feet wide, and then let's do a little bit of a ragdoll to lengthen the spine even more. So cross your arms, hold on. You can hold on to your elbows, or if that's not possible, you can hold on to the forearms. But bring your arms all the way up over your head and lift up. I feel like you're trying to lift your elbows up toward the ceiling, and feel how that lifts your spine. It lifts your trunk all the way from your armpits, right? I'll turn sideways so you can see this. Feet are further apart. And then bend your knees and sit back. I feel like you're coming to a squat, but then fold over like a rag doll. And see if you can rest your torso on your thighs and allow your elbows to come down, down, down until they point down to the floor. And if possible, you allow your head to suspend within your arms. Relax here if you can, and just breathe. Feel that this is giving your neck and the rest of your spine opportunity to lengthen. Gravity is our friend here. Now recross your arms the other way. And then if it feels good, you can gently do a little twist here. Make sure you draw your abdominals in. That will help to support your back. It protects your back when you use your abs. And then come back to the center and see if you can get your head closer to the floor, but you're keeping your knees bent. Good. Now point your toes straight ahead. Take your hands to your shins and sharpen your legs. Straighten your legs. Long spine. So now legs are straight, spine is straight. Hands to your waist. Squeeze your elbows back. Inhale, slowly lift and rise. And come back up. I love that pose. All right, let's do one more standing pose, and this is triangle pose, Trikonasana. Hands to your collarbones. Take an inhale. Exhale, step or hop your feet wide. And again, you're going to measure like we did before. Turn your right thigh out, your right toes out, hook your left foot in. And also for today, we're going to align our heel to heel here rather than heel to arch. So for triangle pose, we want the legs to be very straight and to keep very strong. So both feet press into the outer heels. Contract your quads, both legs, and Feel like you're trying to zip the quadriceps up towards your hips. Take your hands below your hip bones and feel like you're trying to like lift your pelvis like up and away from the heads of your thigh bones. So lift up and then exhale, hip tip to your right. So this is just getting the hips to do this lateral bend a little bit deeper if you can. And then come on back up a couple more times. Inhale, lift the pelvis. Exhale, tip it. Hip it. Lift and tip. Good. And then come on back up. Take your right arm out. Same thing. Inhale, lift the pelvis. Legs are straight and strong. Exhale, hip tip. Like you're trying to pull that right quad right in toward your hip crease. And then float your right hand down. So take your right hand and take it to the back side of your right calf. This will help us to open the chest even more. Keep pressing into the outer edge of your left foot. And now for the torso. Push your right lung forward. Press your left lung back. Legs are strong and straight. And then take your left arm straight up. 2 arms reach away from each other. Good. So look straight ahead at the horizon rather than looking up at your upper hand for today. And now let's angle that arm up and over so we get that beautiful long line of energy from your left fingertips to the left outer heel. Draw your abdominals in. Push your right lung forward. Stay for another big, slow breath. Inhale, come on up. And then exhale down. Doesn't that feel great? Turn your toes forward. Turn your left thigh out, your left toes out. Hook your right foot in and align your feet heel to heel. Turn your chest to the front. Anchor into the outer edges of both heels. Squeeze the quads into their bones and lift the quads up toward the hip creases. Hands right below the crest of the hips. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tip. So when you tip, you can almost feel like your pelvis is gliding over your thumb. Inhale. And exhale. And then let's go again. Left arm out. Keep that quad pulling up. Inhale. Exhale. Reach, reach, reach. Float the left hand down. Take your hand to the back of your calf. Turn chest open to the front. All right. Feet rock here. Press into the outer edge of your right heel. Even press into the ball mount of the left big toe. Push your left lung forward. Press your right lung back. Take your right arm straight up. 2 arms reach away from each other. Feel that it's not your hand that's holding you up. It is your core strength and those strong, strong legs. Take an inhale here. Exhale, angle that arm up and over. Fingertips reach away from your outer heel. And now we can work even more. Push that left lung forward more. Press your right lung back even more. Stay for another nice slow breath. Inhale. Come back up. Exhale. Soften your knees. Turn your toes forward. And then step your feet or heel toe, your feet in toward each other. Take the time to really feel the sensations that are in your body now. Let's make it on down to the floor. So let's see if we can get down to the floor without using our hands. This is always a great way to strengthen the legs, open the hips. So try this if you have never tried it. Before you cross one leg over the other, and then take your hands to your shoulders. And then come on down toward the floor as you bend your knees. And you can move your feet any way that you need to. And see if you can come on down without using your hands. And if this in any way hurts your knees, of course, please don't do this. Just come on down to the floor any way you choose. Good. And then take your legs out to the front. Dandasana. So please get your blanket or your towels again. We'd like you to sit up on a little height for the next poses. when you sit up on a height, for most of us it really helps because it helps the spine to be nice and tall, and it helps the pelvis to tip forward just a little bit, which really gets us into good form. So as you sit here, once again, you're going to adjust your tail feathers here. You're going to fluff your feathers, and then take your hands underneath your left knee and lift your knee, and scoot your left heel close to your left sit bone. So what we'll do here is a twist, and it's a variation of Vrichiasana. Take your right foot and let it go out, maybe 12 inches or even more. And then hook your right elbow around your left knee and take your left fingertips on the floor behind you. And the important thing here is to lift your spine so your back is straight. We don't want to do any slumping here at all. And then your arm around your knee really will help to give you like a brace so that you can stay lifted tall. Charge up your right leg. So you're going to contract your right quad, pull the quads up towards your hip crease, press the top of your right thigh down to the floor. Look at your right foot for a moment and fan those toes wide. Toes should point straight up. Take an inhale, and then as you exhale, twist to your left. So the way we've set up this twist, my intention is that you do allow your pelvis to turn a little bit here. So this is so nice for your sacral joint. So sometimes if we're too aggressive in twist, we can torque the sacrum too much. So this one gives us nice space in the spine. It really refreshes the spine, but it protects the sacrum. You turn your head to gaze out over your left shoulder. Keep pressing the top of your right thigh down. Take an inhale. Exhale, let's come out of the twist. And then take your legs out to the front. Hands underneath your right knee, lift your knee and scoot your right heel in. Take that left leg out pretty far. Hook your left elbow around your knee and take your right hand behind you. Press the top of your left thigh down, press your foot out, take an inhale. Exhale, twist open to your right. Draw the abdominals in, broaden your right collarbone, turn your head, and allow your pelvis, if it wants to, just pivot a little bit. That's okay for this twist. Take an inhale, exhale, and release. Good. Legs out to the front, back to home base here, Dandasana. So let's do Janu Shirshasana. Take the left knee out, take the sole of your foot to the top of your right thigh. So in this pose, it's a good idea to turn your blanket to the side a little bit. So your right leg is straight out to the front and you release that left knee down. And then fingertips on the floor and turn your trunk so that your breastbone is aligned right over your right shin. Take an inhale here. Lift the shoulders high, get really tall. Exhale, hinge forward as far as you can go. And then allow your hands just to float down. So today we're not using a yoga strap. But if your hands don't reach to your foot, your hands could come to your shin. It doesn't matter how far down you go. But for now, before you come down very far, I'd like you to allow your chest to be open. Broaden your collarbones wide. Keep pressing the top of that right thigh down so that that right leg is very sharp. Take an inhale. Exhale. Glide forward any amount that feels good. You'll find that hamstring stretch in the back of the right leg gets very strong. And then you may lower down any amount that feels good for you. Let's come on out. Inhale, come on up. Exhale and release. So straighten out your towel, your blanket, legs out to the front. Then turn your right knee out, take your left foot to the top of your thigh, adjust your support. Turn your chest so that your breastbone is aligned with your left shin. Fan those left toes wide and really press the top of that left thigh down. Inhale, bring your arms up. No, stay for an extra breath here. Really get those shoulders lifted, but really press those sit bones down. Take an inhale. Exhale, hinge forward, reach, like lengthen your spine, maximum. And then float your hands down. So I have long arms so I can reach to my foot, but many times we can't. We might be up here, and that's fine too. But then allow your elbows to come out to the sides a little bit so that the chest can be broad. Take an inhale, exhale, and then just explore this pose. But it's like you're gliding forward rather than trying to come straight down. And you're keeping your left leg straight. Find your place in the pose where it feels comfortable for you. And you also feel like you're getting a good hamstring stretch. And then inhale, come on up. And then let's come back to Dandasana. So then the next pose is Parivrtta Janu Shirshasana. It's a revolved head to knee pose. So adjust your blankets again. Now this time, take your right leg way out to the right. Bend your left knee and press the top of your left foot to the floor. So put your hands on the sole of your foot. Lift your hips and press your foot down and then sit back down. And do that a couple times. That really gets the hip socket to open up there, which is important for this pose. All right, and then your right leg should be straight. And once again, you're going to press, let me move a little bit so maybe you can see where my foot is here. There you go. Press the top of that right thigh down, fan your right toes and pull your toes back. And then inhale, take your arms up over your head. Exhale, float your right hand down to the inside of your leg. Left arm goes straight up. Press the sit bones down. Lift the spine tall. Take an inhale. Exhale, reach all the way up and over. And a lot of times we'll put a yoga strap around the foot and like really pull. But we don't always have to work that hard. Push your right lung forward. Press your left lung back. Reach those left fingertips away from your left sit bone. Turn your head to look straight ahead. And of course, if you want to look up toward your upper arm, you can, as long as it's comfortable for your neck. Abdominals are firmed in. Inhale, come on up. And then exhale, lower down. That is a great pose. Let's come back to Dandasana, staff. All right, other side. Take your left leg out to the left. Let me see if I can stay in the camera here. I think I can. There we go. Bend your right knee and press down into the sole of your right foot. So press and release. Press and release. Good. Fan your left toes wide. Press the top of your left thigh down. Inhale, bring your arms straight up. Exhale, take that left arm down. Left hand to the inside of your calf. And reach up with your right arm. Take an inhale. Exhale. Here we go. Here's the Parivrtta part, the revolving part. So sharpen that right arm and reach your right wrist away from your right sit bone. And here, the key action here is push your left lung forward, push your right lung back. And my cat is noisy today. Sorry about that. Look straight ahead. Reaching. Left toes are active. Good. If you want to look up at your upper arm, please do. And then inhale. Come on up. Exhale and release. Legs come out to the front. One more time. Let's come back to symmetry. Feels so good just to center here. Come off of your blanket or towels and take them off to the side, and then come onto your back side. Feels good here. As you come to your back side, you bend your knees and feel your sacrum against the floor. Feel that the left side of it and the right side of it have equal pressure pressing down. Have your feet hip distance apart. And then wing your heels out a little bit and your toes in a little bit. Arms are down by your sides. Setu Bandha bridge pose. So this pose is a gentle back bend, But before we do it, make sure you look straight up at the ceiling and please don't turn your head at all. So here we go. Inhale to lift your hips. Exhale, lower down. Let's just do a couple dynamic bridges. Inhale up. And then exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. And now for the final one, hold on to the sides of your mat. Your fingers will go under your mat, but your thumbs are on the top. And feel like you're going to pull on your mat. And then as you lift your hips, try to press your knees forward a little bit as you lift your hips up. And then lift as high as you can. And then tuck your shoulders under so that you feel like your shoulders are being almost like you're trying to stretch a sheet over a mattress, a fitted bed sheet. Press your shoulder blades up into your backside. Make sure you don't turn your head. Just look straight up. Take an inhale. And then exhale. Release everything. Come on down. Release your shoulders. Straighten your left leg out onto the floor. Take your right foot to your thigh. Left hand goes to your kneecap, and then this is doing beautiful supine twist. Work to keep your right shoulder blade on the floor. And as you're in your twist, draw your abs in and feel that connection of your abdominals to your spine. If it feels good for you, you can turn your head to your right as you encourage that right knee to go down toward the floor to your left. Inhale, come back up to center. And then let's prepare for the other side. Straighten your right leg and take your left foot to your thigh, right hand over your knee. Take an inhale. Exhale, draw that knee all the way over and across, and work to keep your left shoulder blade down. Draw your abdominals in. You may turn your head to the left if it feels good. Especially here, I find when I turn my head and I remember to draw my abs, and I feel that connection between the abdominals and the rest of the spine. Beautiful. Inhale, come back up to center. So, time for Shavasana. For Shavasana, it's a great idea to use a blanket or your towels underneath your head and neck. That way you can relax a little more. And you can either tent your knees in toward each other in constructive resting pose, the way I'm showing you here. Or you can go ahead and straighten your legs out and let your feet go wide apart. And really allow your body just to go limp. Allow your thighs to roll open, your feet tip apart, your arms are relaxed. Gently close your eyes, and then bring your awareness in towards your breath. So in yoga, apana is the practice of observing the breath. So we don't want to change it in any way. We just want to notice inhaling and exhaling. And then stay here with your eyes closed, observing your breath for as long as you like. And you may stay in Shavasana. I am going to go ahead and turn the camera off, but I'd like to thank you so much for practicing with me.